Welcome back, guys. So today's Easter, so happy Easter to you guys that celebrate it. But today I'm going to be making a carrot cake, kind of like a carrot loaf, just something really easy. You don't need any appliances, no hand mixer, no stand mixer, it's all in your arms. We're going to be using a spatula. But today, I just don't have time to make a big cake, and this is going to taste just as good as a regular fancy cake that I decorated. So I just want to go simple, something delicious, something easy that everyone's just going to enjoy. So the ingredients for my carrot cake are going to be cream cheese, 2 eggs, and then we'll have applesauce. This takes place of oil, some sugar. I have flour, salt, baking powder, baking soda in here. I have cinnamon, I have cardamom, and then nutmeg. And then of course our carrots. We'll have some walnuts, just a little bit, like 1/4 cup of it, chocolate chips, and then vanilla. So let's get started on this cake. So let's push all this to the side. We'll put this back here for now. Everything that we don't need. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to start with our cream cheese. This is just 8 ounces of cream cheese. And with your favorite rubber spatula, just go in there. And this one's been sitting out. I woke up maybe 3 to 4 hours ago, and I just took the cream cheese out of the frosting, and I just let it get to room temperature just in that time. So this is really smooth, but you just want to press it up against the sides of the bowl just to work out any lumps that are still within the cream cheese. Alright, so that looks good. Alright, so next take your 2 eggs and just plop them in. It doesn't matter, put them all in at the same time. Alright, get rid of this bowl. Okay, and just work those in. So I do suggest taking just a whisk or something and just go in. We're still just at the cream cheese and eggs, just to make sure that you get all those lumps out and that everything's mixed completely. Alright. What I love about this recipe is just that it has no milk in it, which was great because I kind of forgot to go out and buy milk, and I put the leftover, all the milk we had in my coffee this morning. And I kind of had a panic attack thinking, oh gosh, I didn't save any for my cake. But the cream cheese takes care of that. And then it also doesn't have any butter, so you don't have to let that get all soft. But with the cream cheese, you still get a nice richness within the cake. Alright, so that looks good. And then we're just going to take our applesauce. If you don't like applesauce or you can't have apples, just use vegetable oil instead of applesauce, or even canola oil. Just some type of oil that doesn't have any flavor in there. So coconut oil would work, but coconut oil does have some flavor within there. I don't suggest using olive oil in baking unless it's like an olive oil cake, just because olive oil does have a really strong flavor. Alright, so now we have all that in. I'm going to add in my vanilla and our sugar. Alright, so that's mixed up pretty nicely. I'm just going to set that off to the side. And I'm going to come in here with my dry ingredients. I do want to sift them just to work out any lumps that are within the ingredients, to get out any impurities, and then also just to add some air into it. So I did put in here cardamom, which cardamom, if you guys don't know, cardamom is just another spice. It comes from a seed. It's kind of similar to ginger in that sense, but it's not a root like ginger. They're little brown or green seeds. But if you guys like chai lattes or like chai tea lattes, cardamom is the main flavor within that. I'm just going to clean up my station. Cardamom is the main flavor, so if you like that spiciness, go ahead with that. It's perfect. I chose to do cardamom instead of ginger because I find ginger is a very powerful flavor, which cardamom is too, but I also don't have any ginger at my house right now, and I kind of wanted that chai spice, so I'm going to fold in some cardamom and cinnamon into my cream cheese frosting at the end as well, so that you get that nice chai and carrot flavor, which I think that they go well together. So I'm just going to fold it. So folding is where you go under. Kind of wipe the sides as you go. It's just a gentle fold. We don't want to work the glue in too much in this, but since it is a loaf cake, you do kind of want that structure. But I'm just going to fold until all the ingredients are together. Alright, so now for the star of the cake, our carrots. I just have 4 carrots right here, 4 pretty large sized carrots. And this is about 3/4 of a pound carrots, so just weigh your carrots to see if you have the right amount. And just using a cheese grater, just go right into there and just grate it right into your batter. Alright, so the camera stopped playing because I ran out of storage, so I don't know where we stopped off on or where it stopped, but I'm just grating in the carrots right now. And as I was saying, this cake is so great because it's super simple, super easy. It doesn't have many ingredients, and you can do everything in one bowl. So if you're trying to save on dishes and trying to not clean a ton, you can honestly use literally one bowl. Alright, so we have all the carrots grated in there. I know that it looks like a lot of carrots, but trust me, it is a carrot cake, so you do want a lot in there. But it's all kind of gonna wilt down a little bit. You're gonna get a lot of like liquid and moisture from those carrots. So it is essential to have a lot of carrot in here. Just fold it in. And then I'm gonna fold in our chopped walnuts. You can use pecans if you want, or no nuts at all. It's up to you. Same with the chocolate chips. The chocolate chips are optional. I do like a little bit of chocolate in there, but it does make it pretty rich with already with that cream cheese and then a cream cheese frosting, so adding chocolate may not be your best friend, but you can do whatever you want with your carrot cake. You can add raisins if you want, you can add dried pineapple if you want. So I have everything mixed, and if you can see how it's a little bit shiny, the dough, the batter itself is a little bit shiny. Don't necessarily want that. You want your batter to be just a little bit dull. So just sprinkle some flour in there and just fold it in until the batter is a dull, not shiny consistency. You just want to let this sit a little bit, let the gluten relax, just give it time. So while that's over there relaxing, we're going to go to our pan. So just any loaf pan right here. And what you can do, you can either spray it, which I'm spraying with Baker's Joy. It's just a spray with flour already worked into it. So just get all those nooks and crannies. As you can see, there's already flour, but I am going to, sorry, I inhaled it. I'm gonna work in just dust the pan with some more flour, just to ensure that it doesn't stick. You can, like any other cake pan, you can put a line of parchment paper in the bottom, or line the whole sides with parchment paper. I don't want to do that. I don't want to cut the parchment paper. And this works. This has never not worked for me. Alright, so that's good. Set that off to the side. Take your batter. Alright. And just put it in there. Alright, so what I like to do is I like to push some to the sides, just kind of even it out. Because a lot of times the center is what's going to rise, so you want to make sure that there's enough batter on the sides. Alright, and that looks good. It's pretty full. And then I just have the oven at 350 degrees. So I'm going to put it in my preheated oven for about 80 to 90 minutes. Check it at the 80 mark, stick a knife in there to see if it's fully cooked. You can even touch it to see how it springs back, and then it should be done. So in the oven it goes. So the cake came out of the oven. I ended up cooking it for 85 minutes. I checked it at 80 minutes. It wasn't completely done, so I left it in for about 5 more minutes. I let it completely cool so that our frosting isn't going to melt when we put it on. And then I set it on our display plate, which is just a wood platter that I got from TJ Maxx. And then we're going to start on our frosting. So for the frosting, you're going to need 8 ounces of room temperature, really soft cream cheese, a mixture of cinnamon and cardamom, a little pinch of salt, and then 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. You're also going to need a sifter, a rubber spatula, and then an offset spatula. Alright, so in the bowl we have our cream cheese, and we're just going to mix it. So this one has been sitting out. I took it out at the same time that I took the one for the cake out. So it's really soft. Just mix it up a little bit to get all those bumps or those clumps out of it. And then we're going to add just a tiniest pinch of salt just to balance the flavors out. And then 1/4 cup of sugar. And then you're also going to need about a teaspoon of vanilla. Alright. And then save a portion of the spices, don't use it all. So I probably use maybe 1/2 teaspoon in this just for the flavor, and then we're gonna strain and dust the rest of the top on it. So I'm just mixing all that together. And then for this cake, I am taking it to, since the family, we're all getting together at my parents' house. So we're going there for dinner. I think my mom is making a roast beef, I think it is. We usually have ham, but we had ham at our last family gathering. So I think we're having some type of pot roast, like maybe it is. But the frosting's done. I'm excited though. It's nice to see the family. I don't see my grandparents as much since we moved out, Casey and I. So that'll be nice. Alright, so I'm just gonna dollop some of this on there. You can level the cake if you want so that it has more of a flat top. But since we're taking it easy today and more rustic, I'm just gonna keep it how it is. And then I'm gonna take my offset spatula and I'm just gonna smooth it from side to side. Alright. And then the rest of our spices. And just dust the whole top. So there's our carrot cake. I did dress up the platter a little bit. I sprayed the carrots with some water so that it looks shiny. And then I laid some walnuts on the side and chocolate chips. And then I'll probably take you guys along with us to our party, I guess you could say, our dinner. And I'll slice into it. I'll show Casey and I tasting it. So I'll see you at the party, guys. But if this is the end of the video, I do want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys subscribe. And we'll see you in our next week. But if this isn't the end of the video, I do want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys subscribe, that you liked this video, and that you want to see more. So hit the like button down there. Subscribe for weekly videos from Casey and I will see you guys next week.
chips at the store, and they had 1 cricket per chip, tortilla chips.
Yeah, it was cricket chips.
Yep.
We almost bought it. Seriously.
We would have put them on the table, let you guys eat, and not tell you.
And not tell you.
You'd
And
be like
I
this.
would have got you back.
Look up.
Meal.
Why is this a bug leg?
Oh, sorry.
Sam, very small, very thin.
I feel weird. Yeah, you should feel
Just eat it. It's for the video.
Kiwi or something.
It is kiwi.
Right in there.
Same.
Hurry up. Oh, you want some too.
I want a thin slice also.
Awkward.
Mike.
Okay. The black walnut. What's
Wait,
it?
what?
Is this black walnut?
It's chocolate chips
Banana.
and
Yummy, right?
Banana.
My taste is all messed up.
All right. I'm back. I'll give Joanne a thin slice here.